You know the images: serene temples, vast mountains, and empty, beautiful beaches. It is the perfect, peaceful vision of travel until you actually arrive. This chart shows the sheer scale of the phenomenon. In a single year, India sees nearly 10 million foreign arrivals, a number completely dwarfed by over 2.5 billion domestic tourist visits. To manage this influx, the government is pouring vast resources into infrastructure. Through initiatives like the Prashad scheme, they are paving wider approach roads, building massive parking complexes, and heavily promoting heritage sites. But there is a massive gap between building a grand entrance and managing what happens inside. We excel at attracting visitors and building facilities, yet we consistently fail to design the actual human experience of being there. A traveler books a ticket to see a world-class monument, but if they spend their day fighting heavy traffic, searching for a clean toilet, and arguing with a taxi driver, that friction is the only memory they take home. Take a look at this timeline of a standard trip. A visitor experiences this as one continuous journey, but behind the scenes, it is fractured. The roads belong to the transport department, security belongs to the police, the local trust manages the temple, and a municipal body handles the waste. Because these departments operate in silos, the system often breaks down at the very first touchpoint. You step out of a train station into absolute chaos, met with opaque pricing, aggressive vendors, and no clear official path forward. If you do navigate the arrival, you quickly hit a wall. Our most culturally significant spiritual and heritage centers routinely buckle under unmanaged visitor pressure, forcing thousands of people into exhausting and unsafe bottlenecks. To resolve these frictions, we have to pull the negotiation and navigation off the chaotic street and into a verified digital platform. When we unify every service into one responsive interface, we create a destination experience operating system. It starts with an arrival layer, a system that guarantees transparent pricing and clear routing before the visitor even steps into the crowd. Here we see how the next layer operates. This heat map represents a digital twin of a heritage site. Instead of letting a bottleneck form, an AI-driven flow system monitors real-time density and proactively redistributes visitors to alternate gates and staggered time slots. Maintaining a destination means processing visitors as a dynamic, real-time flow rather than a static volume. Actively managing entry times and pathways ensures that the site remains usable and the experience remains safe for everyone involved. Even with the crowds managed, a trip falls apart if basic human needs are ignored. We routinely overlook the essentials that provide dignity: clean toilets, shaded resting spots, and paths designed for wheelchairs and strollers. Then there is the context of what you are actually looking at. Without clear, multilingual guidance, deeply historic places are reduced to mere photo backdrops. Visitors wander the grounds, take a picture, and leave without understanding the culture. This disconnect hurts the local economy directly. Tourists arrive ready to spend, but a fractured system funnels that money into booking platforms and major hotels, entirely bypassing the artisans, guides, and food vendors living right next door. This dashboard illustrates a live tourist basic dignity grid, tracking real-time cleanliness and open accessible paths. That same mapping system powers a local value capture network, actively routing visitors away from crowded monuments and directly toward verified local homestays, eateries, and artisan workshops. A booming travel sector only succeeds if the people who live there actually benefit from it. They need to be active economic participants, rather than passive background scenery in their own hometowns. To make these separate layers function together, you cannot rely on an annual bureaucratic committee meeting. A live physical environment requires a live operations hub. This is a destination experience command center. It unifies the real-time AI tracking data with the human beings on the ground: tourist police, sanitation workers, and local volunteer hosts. Instead of waiting for a tourist to dial an emergency helpline, the hub monitors resident sentiment and safety proactively. It identifies friction and dispatches help before a minor issue spirals into a crisis. This central coordination is especially vital for fragile environments. By monitoring carrying capacity, the system ensures a pristine mountain overlook doesn't devolve into a congested parking lot. Upgrading our tourism infrastructure means leaving behind static master plans. We have to adopt a living, responsive operating system that protects both the integrity of the site and the sanity of the visitor. To achieve this, the government and the tourism industry have to change how they measure success. We have to stop obsessing over absolute annual arrivals. The better question to ask is exactly how many visitors a specific destination can handle with dignity on any given day. Right alongside that, we need a secondary metric, tracking the precise percentage of tourist spending that actually stays within the local community. When you balance carrying capacity and the local economy, you create an ecosystem where tourists, locals, and nature exist together without friction or exploitation. India's next phase of growth depends on deliberate experience design. A great destination is defined by the dignity and clarity of the journey it provides, the moment a visitor arrives.